right, guys. Let's see if we can get some viewers. Then we'll start going on this terrible Week 8 game and the Steelers and the Jaguars. Horrible. Wait for some viewers here before we get going. All right, we'll wait for some viewers here, see if we can get a few more. Like I said, we're just starting these lives out, so it's going to take some time to build them up a little bit after just starting them. So we're going to just try to keep doing them, see if we can get some people to jump in. But what a terrible, terrible game. It wasn't looking so bad in the first half. That's what kind of was irritating there. It looked like the Steelers were able to manage it and keep it a little bit close, and the defense was coming up big with some big timely stops, and then boom, the wheels came off there with that ETN touchdown on that pass, that wheel route that he ran. What a freaking route that was. Big time throw by Trevor Lawrence, like absolutely amazing. Anybody too, when you get in here, if you got any comments, throw some comments out there, throw some questions out there, throw some thoughts out there, whatever you got. My thoughts are that the Steelers are in real trouble, man. And Mike Tomlin is bad. Bad, dude. This coaching staff, I don't know if it's just Mike or what. This coaching staff in general is absolutely horrible. Super bad. I mean, it's just something unreal to watch, to allow these same issues to keep going on week after week after week, and you just continue to just sit there and watch it and cross your fingers and hope for the best. That's where it gets really annoying. It's like, yo, let's fix some of these things. You just had a bye week. Like, you could have really cleaned some things up, and I mean, geez, come on now. Whenever you're just that play down on the goal line too. Let me go to that one first. That play where you're first down there on the goal line. Your first read should have been Deontay Johnson. He's your best route runner. He gets the most separation instantly, quickly. If your first read isn't to Deontay Johnson there, I mean, what are you doing? The dude was wide open. Then Kenny, second read, third read possibly, comes back to him. Deontay's already passed, and he throws that ball behind him where he should have been, where he initially should have threw that football originally. And that's where that's bad. That's 7, man. Instead of 3, that puts you 9-7 going in a half instead of 9-3. That's more manageable. It's just really tough to keep on watching it whenever it's just so bad. And those referees, man, I don't really complain about the referees very often, but my God, they totally dictated that whole second or that first half ending drive. They totally just took it off the rails with these crazy just penalty. That one penalty they called where who was that came down? Was that Elijah Riley? Somebody, or Chandon Sullivan, that came down and hit Trevor Lawrence, and they called that a personal foul, and it was a bang play. There was no stopping it. He was already going. There was no personal foul there at all. That pass interference play on James Pierre in the first half, that was absolutely not at all pass interference. None, not at all. I mean, that was a great play. That was a good play. And I'm not one for sitting here complaining about the refs, but my God, it's ridiculous. They totally dictated that game. It's just absolutely crazy. How in the world can the NFL just keep going with these these referees, these staff, or this staff of referees that they have is absolutely unreal, man. Totally unreal. They're bad. They got to get some full-time guys in there that's got to train all year long. Don't tell me they don't have the money to do that. You got the cash. Get these guys in there all year long. Become consistent with the plays, or with the calling of the games. You got to be consistent. I mean, you're swinging whole games. You're changing the whole momentum of games at times when you're calling 2, 3 penalties. It's one thing, a penalty here or there, but I mean, come on. And then just that play with James Pierre, that really, and that sack, I think that was Chandon Sullivan or Elijah Raleigh, one of the two. Those two plays were really the ones that I thought were horrible. I mean, horrible. And then that first half winds down, and you're getting some really bad calls on that final drive. But the Steelers gotta come out with some better play calling. Does Darnell Washington even play on this football team? I'm asking for a friend because I don't know. I've never seen him. I've never seen him. It's ridiculous. I've never. He comes in. You when you know he's in the game, you know it's a run, or you know they are not going to him. They're not going to throw the ball to him. It's crazy. No targets ever. It's nuts. And then you go basically the whole first half, and George Pickens has one target. One target. I mean, you've got to find ways to get your playmakers the ball. I feel like Deontay Johnson does help. He is a big addition, and he does help move the football. But I mean, it's bad, bad, bad play calling, man. Bad. You're telling me that all these other teams that play our defense can just get all these open guys 20, 30 yards down the field consistently over and over and over. But the Steelers can never have that happen. You're telling me that that's the thing? I know that to be false, but they're open most of the time. A lot of the time they're open. If you watch that all 22 tape, you can really see there's a lot of misplays. Definitely are. A lot of misplays. But Matt Canada can't go without blame either because, I mean, come on. You called a play down there on the goal line to where Deontay Johnson wasn't your first read. If that's a Matt Canada call, he called something else. He called that wasn't it. Just absolutely horrendous. Totally horrendous. Absolutely ridiculous. Like I said, guys, I'm just really before I get into the meat and potatoes of this, I'm just trying to get some viewers. Like I said, this is just our first couple goes at these lives, trying to see if we can get them moving, trying to see if we can get some or not subscribers, some views, some viewers. But trying to get that moving, trying to get it to be something that we do every week, but it's kind of hard to get it moving initially. So you got to kind of really just buckle down and just deal with it and try to keep putting it out there, keep putting it out there. Let me try to check these, trying to see, make sure I have everything adjusted correctly because I'm new to these lives also. I don't really ever do them. So, yeah. All right, cool. Anybody else have any thoughts on it though? Please put it in there, put it in the chat, and let me know what you guys thought or your thoughts are on the game, and really what your thoughts were about the referees, what your thoughts were about the coaching. Mike Tomlin called another pitiful game. They're just bad situationally too. Like you're down there in the fourth quarter too. Kick the field goal. Try to kick a field goal. Why are you throwing a ball to the end zone? Because you're forcing getting points or something. Try to kick a field goal and then an onside kick. You're dramatically increasing your percentage of winning and scoring. I mean, I know it's a far fetched thing to happen, but you were definitely increasing your odds there whenever you kick a field goal, then go for an onside kick. I mean, wasting a time out there and you come out with a shitty play call in the fourth quarter when you're down 10 points. You can't do those types of things. You got to come out with something better than just whatever that was. You're wasting timeouts, first of all, and you don't move the football at all. You come out of a timeout with a shitty play call yet again. It's just horrible. And then when they show those shots of Matt Canada up in the booth, I do like this. They show those shots of Matt Canada up in the booth, and who's sitting down the road from him is Omar Khan. Like, when are you going to take control, Omar? Are you going to say, "Hey, dude, gotta fire this cat, man. Got to, Mike, you got to get rid of this dude. He's horrible." But Mike ain't no better either right now. I don't know what it is about him, but he just situationally, they're just not good. And when you're calling some of these plays that they're wheeling out there, man, it's just bad, super bad. Sorry, guys. Like I said, I'm just trying to wait around here, see if we can get anybody. We've had a few viewers. People would just pop on in, throw a comment or two in there, ask a question, get some topics of conversation moving. But I had some thoughts about this game that the Steelers had to really come in and uh, they had to deliver here. They had to really control the run game, which they didn't. I'm not saying you needed to get a ton of yards, but you had to run the football a lot consistently. And then you needed to set up that with the play action pass. And consistently, you needed to do that. But I just felt like they really weren't doing it. They come out of the gates, though. They had an excellent play called. Deontay Johnson had his fingers on it right there to kick off the game. You gotta pull that in if you're Deontay. I know it was raining and shit. I get that. But man, you're getting big bucks. You're making almost $20 million a year. It's like 18 some million, 18 and a half, 18 million a year. You gotta catch that football. That's probably seven there. That's probably a first play touchdown pass getting the Steelers going. I mean, you're putting a nail in them right there, boy. You got to make that catch. You have to make that catch. And that's horrible. When you can't do it and you drop those and you definitely, hold on, let me see. I'm trying to see if it says to show chat. I don't want to hide it. I want to show it. Let's see. Because I'm wanting to see if anything's in the chat. Huh. Sorry, guys. I was trying to find that. Seeing if we could find that. Share chat. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to show the chat, but that's not really working. Let me see. I'm trying to double click it here. I got a new phone too, guys, so I have been having some technical issues. I haven't been getting my microphones to work correctly. I've bought all these weird adapters. They're not working. So I got an iPhone 15 that go to the USB-C like all the other phones. So I'm ended up having to buy some different stuff, different microphones, like a different kit or something. So we'll see. Sorry, guys. I'm just moving around here, seeing if I could get this chat to come up. Oh, well. Like I said, I wanted to start these a little later because I wanted to try to wait until the post-game press conferences were over. That's what I was really trying to wait for because I know a lot of people watch those. So I was trying to wait for that. Jackson, let me call my son over here real quick and look at his phone. Jackson, come here. Let me bring your phone with you. I want to look at it real quick. I'm just calling him over because I want to mess with this chat real fast while we're here, trying to fix these technical issues and getting everything together because that's the biggest thing overcome here. Some of the technical stuff that doesn't work out very well right now since I got this new phone, but we'll put everything in the chats. If you have anything to say, put that in there because I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to do a little test here with my son's phone. But I need to hear what everybody's thinking about these Steelers because, man, I'm kind of at a loss with it. Really, kind of at a loss with it, man. It's bad play calling, bad everywhere. The defense, you can't give up some of those plays either. They came up big a lot and they got the ball back for the offense and they failed. And you could see when the Jags got their first touchdown, it's what we talk about here on the channel all the time. The offense just three and out, three and out, three and out. Yeah, it wears down that defense immensely. I mean, it kills that defense. They're wore out, horribly wore out. It's just, what are you going to do? It's absolutely nuts. And when you put them back out there, there they go, boom, giving up that first, that initial. Uh, all right, let me turn the volume down on that. Okay, let's see the chats. I'm going to do a chat real quick, just a test to see if it pops up here. Yes, it did pop up. Okay, so I do have it going, right? All right, awesome. Okay. All right. We are good. Sorry, guys. All right, there we go. I got it fixed. Okay, cool. Jackson, you can have your phone. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. All right, guys. Now I know the chat works. Okay. Now we're getting set up here, man. I know it's pain in the ass learning curve sometimes, but these lives, like I said, I don't do them, so it's like one of those things, you know. There we go. Awesome. Now we got things going here. All right. But anyway, guys, put in the chat what do you guys thought about the game? Like, let me hear some of your comments and let me see what you guys think about it. Um, My thoughts are that the Steelers had many chances to win, lots of chances to win, but you shoot yourself in the foot a lot. The referees shot him in the foot some too. I'll say that. And like I said before when we started this live, I'm not for beating down the referees, man, because some calls are going to go for you, some aren't. Some are going to come back for you. I get that. You're going to make them back and forth. You're going to get them. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. But hey, it is what it is. You got to be able to overcome that stuff. You got to be able to just wipe it under the rug a little bit and not worry about it. All right, now I had my son put in GGG. Jackson, don't put stuff in there unless you're gonna actually talk. Sorry. Okay. Are you still on there, Jackson? Okay, you must be my one viewer that I had right now. I had it up to 4 and then it went away. So we're getting back on there. Okay. Anybody got any comments though? Put them in the chat. Let me know. We're gonna try to do these every post game, every week. Maybe we could even start trying to do them pre-game, getting everybody's thoughts and comments out there, so we can start to do these lives all the time and really make them go here. Like I said, they're really hard to get moving. Now that I understand everything that got it going, I do have the new phone, like I said, so that's why I didn't put out a couple videos, more than a couple videos. I only put out like 2 or 3 this week. But it was becoming very difficult because I got the new phone, so it was like a learning curve. But now we're all straight. We're moving along here. I know what I need to do. I am going to buy some new mics so we have some better audio. But other than that, I think we're cranking along. But what's your thoughts, guys? And somebody put in the chat what your thoughts are on today's game, where you think the Steelers went wrong, where you think they had bright moments. But they fall to 4-3 now. That's big. 4-3, 5-2. That's a big difference. A real big difference, if you ask me. And especially in this AFC North where people are winning and they're moving along, man. You really can't lose. You really can't lose. And the Steelers really had a big blip here, man. And that's tough. Tough to overcome whenever you lose a big game like this. Very tough to overcome in a division where everybody is winning and continually winning every week. That's hard. You can't afford to lose games. You can't afford to do it, man. It's just one of those things that you got to keep pace. When everybody's winning, you got to win. You got to dig deep. Now the Steelers have a quick turnaround, and I believe they're playing Tennessee. But I told everybody uh, that could be a tough game now too. That could be a real tough game. But I definitely had told people before that Will Levis was going to be good, and he seemed to be pretty damn good today. And I believe that that's the next game. One of you guys look up what the Steelers' next game is. Is that Tennessee? Can you look up who's the next game for the Steelers? I believe it's Tennessee. If somebody else knows, put it in the chat. I think it's Tennessee, and I think it's Thursday night football. But I told you guys, Will Levis is going to be good. I put that on the channel long ago when the draft was going, and he proved out today. He came up. I think he had 3 TD passes. Him and D-Hop had a big connection. So this could be real tough, especially if Kenny Pickett's injury is going to last long because Mitchell Trubisky showed nothing when he came in. He didn't have any ability to move the football. He made a couple nice plays, but all in all, when you're playing from behind, you got to be better than that. And there were opportunities to claw back in that football game. Even when they went down 10, they still had opportunities. You had to come out and you had to throw the football and get down the field. But man, they're just continually dink and dunk, dink and dunk. You had Allen Robinson on that 4th down play that you tried to force the Jalen Warren on the edge. If Mitchell Trubisky would have let that ball rip, when Allen Robinson hit that 10 yards when he was running his route, he hit about 10 yards and he turned and looked coming across the middle on a skinny post. That was there. You got to deliver that football. Mitchell Trubisky rolled out after that and then tried to force the ball to Jalen Warren. You can't do that. You got to be able to. It's Pittsburgh and their quarterbacks right now cannot read the field, cannot see the defense. Now, Kenny Pickett, would it have been a different outcome? Can he come back 4th quarter guy? Yeah, definitely tough day, man. Tough today for them for sure. EL20 edits. Yeah, you're definitely right about that, bro. Very tough day for the Steelers, and I'm not sure what the answers are, especially on that offensive line, man. Yeah, they definitely needed to target Pickens more for sure, dude. EL20 edits, yes, for sure, man. They definitely needed to target George Pickens. He only had 1 target in the first half. You can't go with your elite number 1 receiver who catches everything He can't have one target in the first half. That's pathetic, and that's a Kenny problem. And I know that they were probably glued to George, whatever, but you still got to find ways to get him the football. I thought Deontay Johnson was starting to do. It's crazy. It just really, really is crazy. But I've been saying all week too. The pressure is coming from the guards in the center a lot of the time up that middle and collapsing that pocket. And Kenny Pickett is fighting for his life in there, man. He gets hit a bunch. Mitch got hit a bunch. That's kind of crazy when that pressure's coming up there. Mason Cole played a shitty game. You can't snap the football in the dirt 4 times in a row when you need to move the ball. That's killing Mitch too. That right there, you're setting yourself up. He's not even able to start getting through his reads because he has to worry about catching the football. You're a damn professional, bro. Get it out of the dirt. I could see a couple times here and there. But wow, throwing the ball in the dirt. Mason Cole, he's bad, man. I think you need to move James Daniels to center. I think that's your solution there. And I think you need to put Dan Moore on the right. Chooks played bad. And I think you need to put Broderick Jones in there at the left. This offensive line has to find some stability. And right now, they're not stable. They got to shuffle some pieces around and try to make things a little bit better. For sure. They have to. And like the one commenter here says, EO edits, they have to get the ball to their playmakers. George Pickens, you got to get the football to him. Deontay Johnson, you got to get him the football. The tight ends, where are they? And I understand that Pat Fryermuth's out, but you totally don't just ditch the tight end room. You have some playmakers in there. Does Darnell Washington even play for this football team? Honestly, they don't even target him. They don't even throw the ball to him ever. Nothing. They don't even run his way, it seems like. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And when he is in the game, it's a run. You know it's a run. He's not doing anything else. They don't even have to worry about him coming out for a pass. That's what's sad. You're so predictable. When common fans can sit on the couch and tell you what they're going to run next, there's a problem, man. A serious problem. Definitely a serious problem. Put in the comments, guys, what your questions, thoughts, whatever. Put it in the comments. Let me know what you guys are thinking. The last drive, they finally started targeting Hayward, but it's a little too late for, yeah, I agree, man. They definitely started trying to target him, but when you're dumping the ball down like that, you're just not moving the football. And I know they were playing that big cloud defense, but hey, pick them apart, 10 yards, hitting those comebacks. What about that drag route? Where is that even in this offense anymore? That drag route where a Deontay Johnson type guy comes 3-4 yards out, drags across the middle of the field, dumping the football off to him, letting him allow to get yards after catch. A Calvin Austin could really run that route like that. Do we even have that in our offense? Does anybody even know? Does anybody see that? Because I haven't seen it. I really haven't seen it. That's a route, and those big moments like that, and those tough moments when you got to move the football. Those are the types of routes you need to be running. You got to do it. You're not going to hit the big ball over the top. We know that. But those drag routes could really, really work. Those comeback routes could really, really work. Not little dump balls that are 3-yard passes, 5-yard passes. But again, it all reverts back to that damn offensive line. You have no time. If you're a Steelers quarterback, you have no time. None. Zero time. And that's bad. Very bad. I do wish, though, man, I really agree with you there, Edits. I really agree that you got to get Hayward involved. You got to get Darnell Washington involved. Allow that Williams kid. You have him on the roster. Let him get involved, too. But you have to have that tight end room involved. You're so there's the Steelers offense is so predictable, so I don't know, not one dimensional, but like they're sad, man. They're very predictable, and that's bad. Yeah, the D drop that we needed to do that more. Yeah, yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Yeah, no doubt. That last 2-3 minutes was horrible. When they chucked it up to Johnson there, that was bad, and that should have been another interception. What he throw 3? And I know some of them are garbage picks, but still, man, you got to try to make some throws. Got to try to win the football game and really not force it. That one that really broke the back of the Steelers when they still had a chance. And Mitchell Trubisky, you throw it into the middle of the field into triple coverage, dude. Triple coverage, and it wasn't coverage just that magically appeared. That was very noticeable. Triple coverage in the middle of the field. Deontay Johnson threw it up. Or not threw it, or Mitchell Trubisky threw it up there with a horrible, horrible pick. That was bad. The offense is stagnant, man, for sure. It's very, very stagnant. And the answer to getting it going is simple. Run some tempo. Allow the quarterbacks to get comfortable and get in rhythm. Don't have this offensive line that needs to be like perfect. And that's what you're making them. You have to make them perfect for them to be able to do anything. And maybe that's just too much. But they definitely are stagnant. They're definitely not able to move the football. So you have to start doing some things out of your comfort zone. Be exotic a little bit. Do some things that are different. Quit going into every game with the same bullshit. And that's what it is, guys. Bullshit. The same bullshit. Every week that they're coming into the same game, they're the same offense every week. It doesn't look like they adjust. Now, I thought at the beginning of the game when they tried to throw it over the top to Deontay Johnson and he dropped that football, he had his hands on it and he dropped it. I thought it was a damn good pass by Pickett. I thought it was a damn good play call by Canada. That was one that I really liked, that you come out slinging, you come out firing it. But hey, no, that quickly got off the rails. When Mitch dropped on the last drive, that really showed how bad. Yes, I agree, man. Whenever he was sacked on that last, yeah, I agree. That was that really showed how bad that was. Does anybody else agree with me too in the chat? Put it in there if you do. If I'm the only one that notices this, is this pressure coming from the guards, Smalu, whatever, coming up that middle of the offensive line? I feel like that's where a lot of the pressure is coming from, and it's coming straight up there and that's where it's really collapsing the pocket. Yeah, Jackson, you do. Okay. I think so. I really think so. I think that that's where a lot of the pressure's coming. I'm not saying they're not getting beat on the edges ever because Dan Moore doesn't play great. And I don't think, I mean, he plays okay. But I think that Chooks Okorafor is absolutely horrible 90% of the time. But that pressure seems to come from the interior, a lot of that offensive line, which creates that pocket to collapse a lot to where that's where Kenny and Mitch, they're both trying to step up into it and try to step around it. But you always have a guy right there in the middle that's really pushing. And I don't understand that. And I think that you have to move James Daniels to center. I really, really do. I think you're to that point. And if you're Mike Tomlin, man, I've been a Mike Tomlin supporter since he's been in Pittsburgh. But I really cannot keep supporting Mike Tomlin, man. This is getting bad. You're going to have to make some executive calls and grow some balls here, dude. You're going to have to get rid of somebody. You're going to have to shake things up. You're at this pivotal point in the season, 7 games in. You've played 7 games. You now sit at 4-3. This is the crossroads you're at. You gotta shake something up here. You gotta make a move, man. You definitely do. You gotta make a move. Yeah, yeah, I say it every week, man. I do say that, Ed. It's yep, great point too, man. I say it every week also. The offensive line has to be better, and it starts in every game. Every football game is won in the trenches, man. Look at Colorado football in college. They're losing every game now, and it's because they can't overcome that offensive line deficit to where they're getting destroyed up front. And that's where all football is won, man. If you're running for your life as a quarterback, you're screwed. Screwed, dude. You can't live like that. You have to be able to be comfortable to get through your reads, to start through that progression. Because if you're constantly worried about getting your head taken off, you're never going to be able to look downfield. You're never going to be able to find those guys that are open. And I feel like sometimes in the fourth quarter, that's why Kenny does well because he's playing fast and not worrying about that all the time. Yes, you're right. That is why the Eagles are so good, is because their offensive line is very good. And it allows Jalen Hurts to be able to really dissect defenses and really get a feel of where to go with the football. It definitely is true. Yes, definitely amazing. I mean, there's something else on the offensive line. And the Jacksonville Jaguars offensive line, I felt like they weren't good either. They didn't play good. And I felt like we got to them and I felt like we were doing things and pushing them around a little bit. But man, Trevor Lawrence was just far superior. He stood in there, he looked downfield, was able to find receivers, but let's not glaze over, guys. I don't want to glaze over this. let's not glaze over the secondary for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's not glaze over that because they are bad. Joey Porter Jr., I thought, played a good game. James Pierre has plays every once in a while. Minka being gone is going to be horrible for us because he is irreplaceable. Um, you got Levi Wallace was out. Thank God. I'm kind of glad he was out. I don't think he really contributes any either. Patrick Peterson is too old, dude. And I hate to say that he just has lost so much. He's allowing tight ends to smoke him, dude. Smoke him. Yes, he was, dude. He was great at getting away. He was great at scrambling, great at stepping up, and great at keeping his eyes down the field and finding a big play, man. But Patrick Peterson, you cannot get beat by tight end if you're an elite cornerback in this league. You cannot get beat by the tight end. Come on, dude. Patrick Peterson, and it's week after week. I think he has some good plays at times, but his bad plays are starting to far outweigh his good plays for sure. And if anybody else thinks that, put it in the chat too, because I'm not sure if I'm the only one that thinks that or not. But I think Patrick Peterson's playing bad. I think yeah, I do too, Jackson. Thanks. Oh, okay. But anyway, Patrick Peterson playing bad. I thought Joey Porter played good at times. I thought he gave up a couple big plays, but he made a big tackle on a play that was going to be touchdown. Yeah, yeah, you're right, man. You do have to score on your opening drive, and that's exactly it. The Steelers never score on their opening drive. They're always playing from behind. They're always even. That's why they should never take the football first, ever. They should always defer if they win the toss because they're bad, man. Three and out, three and out, three and out. You're right, exactly. Three and outs don't cut it in the NFL, and they definitely don't cut it for the Steelers at all. That defense gets so tired, so wore down. And you can see it. That's when they give up the touchdown. They give them back the ball so many times or hold that offense to 3 points and really take control there at the beginning. But by the time they get to the middle part of the game, that halftime, they're so beat down. That's why they always give up a touchdown right before the half. It happened last week against the Rams. It happens, quickly this week when the defense got worn down. It's just so bad. They're on the field so much. I got to look up. I'm going to put that down. I'm going to make that a note. I got to look up the time of possession for the Steelers because that's definitely something I need to look at. And remember at the beginning of the season when we talked about our keys to success for the Steelers this season, that was the Steelers have to average 24 to 25 points a game. And if you can't average that, I don't care how you come up with those points, but you have to average 24 to 25 points to be a competitive football team. I think Kenny has a rib injury. It definitely took him out of the game. I have no other updates. I've been on here now for like 32 minutes, so I'll have my statisticians look into it. Actually, I got my sons over there. They can look it up. See if you guys can find any reports on Kenny Pickett's injury for me, please. So I'll have my sons look it up. They're looking it up now. But yes, we do. We have to score, man. You can't not score. And the time of possession's killing it. You have to average 24, 25 points a game to be successful in the NFL. All good teams do. This isn't the 1990s, early 2000s Steelers to where you can have a dominating defense that holds teams to, 16 points a game and win. You can't win like that anymore. You can have the idea of a good defense now is giving up 21 points, That's what the idea of good defense is right now. You have to be able to produce. In today's NFL, you have to score 24, 25 a game. You have to. And if you can't at least muster a touchdown or two per game, what are we doing here, people? What are we doing? You I don't know. I feel like we're wasting Kenny Pickett's cheap years here. I think that he could be doing a lot better. Did you guys find anything out on Kenny Pickett's injury? No, no updates. I don't see any updates. We'll definitely have it. I'm gonna do another show here probably tonight or tomorrow morning, and have it out for tomorrow morning with some updates. I'm gonna do some research. I want to see about Minka's injury too. Was that a hamstring? Is that what he pulled, or hopefully didn't tear? Because remember that just kept Deontay Johnson out for what 5 weeks, 4 weeks on the IR for sure. Yes. Oh yeah, they are, dude. They definitely are. They're doing their job. The Pittsburgh Steelers defense is doing their job. They do give up a lot of big plays, man. They give up a ton of yards, ton of yards. Hamstring, yeah, that's what I thought. Hopefully it isn't torn. Hopefully Minka Fitzpatrick, his hamstring isn't torn because that could be bad, real bad. But anyway, the Steelers can't afford to lose him. But the Steelers, dude, giving up that amount of points steadily is not that much. They should be able to overcome those deficits. And they're always playing from behind, man. Always. They never just get a lead. And that reverts back to they can't score on an opening drive. They can't score at the beginning of a game. They can't do anything that normal football teams do that are decent at all. Normal football teams, halfway, middle of the road, good football teams do these types of things, man. It's just sad. I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna watch all the press conferences. I haven't done that yet. We have some family over this weekend, so we hurried up, come down here, tried to get this film, tried to do this live. So I'm gonna go through, watch all the post game, try to rewatch the game a little bit. How it's gonna be tough to watch that shit show, but I'm gonna try to rewatch the game a little bit. We'll come at you guys with a better more information tomorrow. I usually take notes during the game, but I decided not to because I just really wanted to watch it. I thought it was going to be a fun game. Ended up being a shit storm. It was close. It was fun. The ending score doesn't really dictate how close it was, but I felt like the Jaguars were helping them out too with some drop passes. It was raining, but the refs suck ass. That was horrible. Does anybody else think to put in the comments? Am I the only one that thinks that those refs were horrible? That lady on the far side that was always on the far side when you were watching it on TV, she was bad, man. She made some bad calls. Bad calls. And I'm not just saying that. I don't know. She had no business being out there, man. It was horrible. Horrible play call or horrible calls that she had made. And yeah, I agree, dude. Definitely agree. The refs were so bad. So bad. But I definitely want to rewatch it because I want to really see and take the emotion out of it since I know. Yes. Yeah. It's bad. It's everyone, I think. Yeah, I think everybody thinks that too, man. I really do. I think everybody thinks that they're bad right now. I just don't understand what the NFL is thinking. You have enough money, your billions and billions of dollars a year profit that you're making. You're making that. Roger Goodell making so much money every year. Kick some of that over. Get some refs that are professional 100% of the time. And in the off season, these guys are out there training at like high schools, training somewhere, training anywhere they can, always at camps, training with these players and really becoming consistent, man. Some of these plays or these calls on hits, they're taking the physicality completely out of football. It's horrible, man. Hitting is part of the game. You gotta allow some hits. When you're taking the hitting completely out, it's just bad. I mean, that one play there when I think it was that Elijah Raleigh, somebody, Shannon Sullivan, when they hit Trevor Lawrence there, that was not a that was not an illegal hit. That was not a bad play. And literally for that flag to be thrown there, that's bad. That's a horrible call, man. And then that pass interference on James Pierre, that was real bad. He was he was tough playing there, man. He played tough. That was a hell of a play. Yeah, it's like taking the whole yes, exactly. You're right, dude. It is like taking what this game is built on and crumbling it up and throwing it in a damn trash can. That's exactly what they're doing, for sure. This game was built on being physical. This game was built on tough men, tough guys out there toughing through shit. And they've made it a pansy game kind of deal, man. You got to allow the physicality because that's really what the Steelers are built on. Y'all know that. They're built on that tough physical game, that tough, like scare the shit out of you type defense coming in. They're going to knock your damn head off. That's what the Steelers defense was always built on. And you can't have that really anymore. It doesn't really exist. Yeah, you can have some physical defenses, but it's not the same as it once was, guys, at all. And what though society too, we as adults or a lot of us, we all our kids are soft now. They live in like luxury, man. They're definitely in luxury. Yeah. Uh, yes, you're right, man. Steel curtain, dude. That's exactly what it was built off of. But our kids live in luxury, man. They don't know, hard life. They don't know that toughness that you need, and it is bleeding through nowadays. If you really think about it, into our sports, into our tough physical football game, it's bleeding through, man. It definitely is. Everybody's soft, real soft, and that's sad to see the softness. Yeah. Definitely, guys. I'm going to wrap this up here, though, guys. I appreciate you guys stopping through and watching, everybody that came through and viewed. I'm going to end up wrapping this up here in the next like 5 or 10 minutes. If anybody else have any comments, put them in there. Let me see what your comments are, your thoughts, what you guys thought of the game today, where you thought the Steelers went wrong. Um, let me know. Let me know in the chat here. Like I said, I continually say I think the Steelers went wrong in play calling. I think they went wrong coaching, situationally coaching. I thought they were horrible. The offensive line is what's killing this football team on offense a lot. That is definitely what's killing this the offense the most, if you really ask me, is this offensive line. Matt Canada being second. Um, yeah, I don't know. I really don't like this Titans matchup now because I picked Will Levis in the draft. I picked him to be the best quarterback to come out of the draft. He threw three touchdown passes today to DeAndre Hopkins, and the Steelers with missing Minka Fitzpatrick. We don't know how long he's going to be out. That could spell to be disaster, guys. That could be really horrible, man. And I hope not. But that could be bad. And they do have Derrick Henry still. I know there's trade rumors surrounding Derrick Henry, one being to Baltimore. That would be a disaster for the Steelers if Derrick Henry went and teamed up with Lamar Jackson. That would be tough to play. That would really be hard. But yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, we don't use our star wide receiver, but the Titans definitely use theirs. They got their money's worth out of their guy they paid. But here we are. We got a star on and George Pickens and Deontay Johnson, and I feel like it's hell on earth to get them the damn football, dude. So ridiculous. But yeah, I don't like this Titans matchup, especially after today, because I feel like the Steelers they get wore down on defense pretty damn quick because this offense can't stay on the damn football field. And now you take the starting quarterback out of it just when they were starting to get things going a little bit here and there. They would show you pieces, show you glimpses of being good. You can't be that with Mitchell Trubisky. You can't. Maybe in small doses here and there, but you're never going to develop any type of consistency with Mitchell Trubisky, especially being under the tutelage of Matt Canada. You're not going to get it, man. He's horrible. Matt Canada is really tough to watch. His style of football is really tough to watch. Um, Calvin Austin, too, where was he at? I thought he would blow the top off of a horrible Jacksonville defense. I really thought that would happen, but that didn't happen. So, all right, guys, let me wrap this up. Get off here. I appreciate you guys again coming through. You guys are awesome. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. More content coming out in the morning. Look for it first thing in the morning. I'm going to break down the game, and we'll have some more content out there for you guys to look at. So until next time, peace, guys.